Good day once again. My name is Oluwatobiloba, like you already know. And here on the channel, we talk about biblical truths. So we talk about the scriptures and how it applies to you today. Here we help you to understand that the truths of the scriptures is applicable here and now. So you don't have to think that the Bible is archaic, it's meant for people in its time. As at the time it was written. I'm here to, this page is to tell you, to help you understand that the Bible applies to you today. And yeah, it does. And it's practical. It's not impossible. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, I would say. And it has to do with does God have a favorite? Okay, and it relates to predestination and all, but we're not going to be talking about predestination today. But we'll be talking about the question: does God have a favorite? And yeah, I would like to tell you that this question popped up during my discussion today with a friend. He was concerned, and it was he just popped out a question and asked that, does God really have a favorite? Look at the case of Esau and Jacob. He was citing scenarios, and also the part of the scriptures where God says, I'll have mercy on those who I will have mercy on, and all those exciting and interesting part of the scriptures. And to the glory of God, I was privileged to be able to have a discussion around that, with him, and I thought it will be good to share with you as well today. So, does God have a favorite? Does he? And if he does, are you his favorite? What does it mean to be someone's favorite? Okay, you are my favorite person because you are watching this video right now. I need to tell you that. So, what does it mean to be a favorite person of an individual? It means that person not just likes, but that person is into, let me use the modern day word. Of course, like we do on this channel, we want to bring you, practicable. We want to help you to understand the practicability, yes, of the scripture. So we want you to really see what the Bible's saying concerning you in this time and age. Okay, so I'm going to be using Gen Z words because we're in is it alpha? Not even Gen Z anymore, right? So let's dive in. We're going to be considering some verses of the scriptures that talks about these, most especially the ones he mentioned. The scriptures he mentioned that, he brought up that made him ask the question. So one of those scriptures was the case of Abel, Cain and Abel. And he said that why is it that God did not accept the sacrifice of Cain, but he did accept the sacrifice of Abel? And then he was saying that, and the question is genuine actually. We need to ask ourselves these questions. And he said there was no rules. There were no rules then. There was no written rule anywhere. So why would God do that? Nobody told him otherwise. Nobody told him what to do. He doesn't know better. He just did what he thought to know. He knew to do best. And God rejected it. God was angry, according to him. So we're going to be looking at those scriptures. We're going to be looking at it in total. So I'm going to be taking you back memory lane. So we're not just going to be reading the scriptures as a story today. I'll have you follow me. We'll go there. So we'll experience Cain and Abel firsthand. We'll try to see them right here and now. We'll be there looking at them as they are preparing the sacrifice, and we want to see what really happened. And can we do that? Okay. So here's how we're going to do that. You are going to open your mind. You are going to imagine with me. Yeah, that's how we're going to go there. That will be our transport system. So buckle up. All right, we are en route. So yeah, we are there now. And look at Abel, look at Cain. The both of them have sacrifices right in front of them, and they are going to present it to God. Yeah. I know you are very smart. Yes, the guy was asking the question that no, there was no written law, there was no rule. So how come God was going to judge either of them, one to be better and the other to be, less? And you are going to, answer that question yourself by the time we begin to look at them right now. Okay, so look at Cain, look at Abel. If truly God, if truly they did not know what to do, if truly there were, of course there were no written laws, but if truly they were not taught, there was no telling them what to do, you want to ask the question that how then did they know to sacrifice to God? How then did they know to bring their offerings to God? You see, right there, you got the answer. So God was actually still in contact with them. So there was a severance of the relationship, actually, when the fall happened. But that doesn't mean that God was completely, away from them. Because, of course, if he was, thereafter, after the sacrifice, and when Cain killed Abel, was it not God that came to, talk to Abel and was asking him questions? So it meant that God was still they were still in contact with God, one way or the other. And one of those mediums by which they get in contact with God was that sacrifice. So it meant that they were in contact with God. So they knew what to do. That's just where I'm going now. So Abel knew what to do. Cain knew what to do. He just chose to do it that way. So it wasn't like he didn't know better. In fact, to buttress that, when God was going to talk to him, God said, if you are done well, wouldn't your sacrifice have been accepted? Or maybe you didn't know that God said that. That's in the book of Genesis chapter 4 verse 7. It says, if you do what is right. It meant that he knew what was right. Yeah, that's it right there. So here's where I'm going. He knew what to do. He just chose not to do it right. So he had a choice. Abel had a choice, Cain had a choice, and he chose to do what he did, and he got the result of what he did. So, talking about favorites with that respect, of course, now you know what really happened in that verse of the scriptures. Now, let's move on to the next one he cited, which is the case of Jacob and Esau. And that's where God said about Jacob and Esau, and God said, Jacob I love, Esau have I hated. And that sounded very, very scary for him. It was like, why? So it meant there was nothing he could do. All that and all that. I was like, well, maybe. But of course, God knows the beginning. The end from the beginning. So I wouldn't, begin to say, oh, this is why God said that. That is why God said that. But then I will have you, I will cite an example of some things for you to give you perspective to what I want to drive at. Remember that we used to say something that if there's a prophecy over you, it doesn't just happen without your participation. In Yoruba, we say that there's a story that goes this way: a man and another man both went to check their destiny from a necromancer or something, and one was told you'll be a king, the other was told you'll be a slave. And the one who was told will be a king went on sleeping, enjoying, telling people, serve me, you better be friends with me, I'm gonna be a king. While the one who was told will be a slave started working really hard. And record had it that the slave became a king, while the king, one who was supposed to be a king, eventually became a slave. Why? Because the prophecy came, but it didn't act it out. So what am I saying? It is true that God said that he hated Esau and he loved Jacob. Why? I don't know. I honestly don't. At least right here, right now, as we speak, I don't know why he said that. Could be because he knew what was going to happen. But let's see what really happened. So, record has it in the scriptures that Jacob was an obedient child, was mama's boy. He listened to everything his mom tells him. While Esau, on the other hand, he was completely disobedient, and record has it that it was a grief and a sore grief. It was a hurt. It was like a stick in his mother's heart as well as his father's heart. So it was clear that this guy could not carry the covenant. Let me help you understand what I mean by that. Abraham was a covenant. God made a covenant with Abraham. He's a covenant carrying man. He passed it on to Isaac. And Isaac understood what it takes to carry covenants. And he must have been trying to model this to Esau. But Esau was rebellious. Esau, remember, Abraham was particular about who Isaac must marry. He made his servant swear. Remember that story when he was going to get a wife for Isaac. He said he must not marry from this land. So Isaac was also particular about it, that you can't marry anyhow. Because of this covenant, because of this issue of covenant, you can't marry anyhow. But this guy chose not to. He was just carefree, he was nonchalant. I don't care. Oh, you don't believe that? Yes, he did not care. Because if he did, remember what he did when he was hungry and he approached his brother Jacob. Do you know what he did? Do you know the statement he made? He said, "Who cares about birthright? I'm dying." Okay, let's not go there yet. So he was nonchalant. He married the people of that land, which I'm so sure he must have been fraternizing with the people of that land. I'm sure they were very beautiful. They were eye-catching. Of course, they were immoral. They were not people who followed the law. They were immoral. That's just the real thing about it. And he was frolicking with them. Eventually, he married them. And not even one. So, it was a pain in the heart of the mother that my firstborn, the firstborn who was supposed to carry the covenant, is not, it's not following the pattern, it's not, aligning. So she had to pour the investment on the second son who was aligning. So she knew right there and then that this guy cannot carry the covenant. It was not wickedness on the part of the mother. It was because she knew, she understood. Even the father understood. You don't know. Okay? We'll get there. So, Jacob already got the understanding of what the covenant is. And he began to understand that actually my brother cannot carry this thing. Not because of jealousy, actually. It was because this guy is not acting it. It's not. He's not behaving like a covenant carrier. I could not carry that covenant because he did not care for it. He was unconcerned. He didn't think it as a big deal. So it was not a big deal to him. So it was a big deal for Jacob. So he knew that this guy does not even really care about the covenant. So at every opportunity, he was looking for how to legitimately get seeds from his brother. So when the opportunity came, he said, imagine, why would you be asking that? The very first thing that came out of his mouth was birthright. And you'll be like, he meant this guy really wanted it. He has been looking for it. Yes, he has. But why? It was not because, it was not really because he was, it was because I believe the other guy could not carry it. He was not a kingdom-minded person. So, at the very first opportunity, he did what? He asked, please sell me your birthright. And he proved himself again that I still don't care. I don't care about the covenant. Please give me food. And yes, that was that. And when the blessing was going to come, when it was time for Isaac to bless Jacob and Esau, I'm so certain and I'm so sure that let me tell you this. Sometimes you feel like, when Isaac said, I've blessed him and he's blessed, I can't do anything about it. Sometimes you'll be like, he can't do anything about it. He has blessed, he has released the blessing. He cannot reverse it. It's a lie. Nah. It's words. If Isaac wanted to reverse that, he could have laid a curse on Jacob that you deceived me, you did this, you did that. He could have done that. Did Jacob himself not do that to Reuben? Reuben was supposed to take a blessing, but because of what he did, he got a curse. So for the fact that he has said the blessing before doesn't mean he can't revoke it. He can, actually. It's words. He can. But he did not, because he felt like, wow, he got the blessing. Yeah, I think he deserves it. I'm really, really happy he got it. But yeah, don't let me hack it. But yeah, I'm happy he got it, because actually he's the one who can actually carry this thing. He's the one who really cares about this. You just want to get it for birthright's sake. And how do I know this? When Rebecca, when she approached Isaac, okay, please let Jacob run away so that this man will not kill him, his brother. He agreed. I mean, he agreed. Yeah, he agreed, and they sent him to, because that was the same thing that happened to him. He got a wife from that particular place. So Isaac was pleased to send his son there to go and get a wife. Yeah. So one more thing about that, actually, maybe we should not go there, because it doesn't really have to do with the favorite stuff. But of course, let's go there. This will give perspective to the fact that Jacob was never lucky. It was not luck. It was not like maybe, because some people would think, he's lucky. It's just, it's just God just like him. God just dislike him. So he didn't have it easy. He thought he had the blessing. Isaac had blessed him. He thought he had that blessing. But then, remember, Isaac did not know he was blessing Jacob when he was blessing him. He did not know. He thought he was blessing Esau. And Esau was a pain in his heart, was a pain in his wife's heart, was a pain. So the blessing he was pronouncing, he did not know who he was pronouncing it on. He didn't know it was Jacob. Okay. If truly it was that the blessing he intended to really pass, if that was what was on Jacob, things wouldn't have gone worse for him. And he wouldn't have needed to wrestle with an angel again to get the blessing. Yeah, because Isaac didn't do that. Isaac had the blessing. But for him, his journey was miserable until he got to realize, after 21 years, he got to realize that, this is not the blessing. Something is missing. Something is missing. When he got to realize, that was when he now held a vigil and he began to intercede that, God, if you don't meet with me, I go nowhere. And he was, this is how you will know he was covenant-minded. He knew that he must get this blessing before he met with his brother who could kill him, who could choose to kill him. So he knew if he got the blessing, he's able to transfer it to his children before anything happens to him. And he knows when the blessing is on you, there's no way you actually want to kill the blessing. You can't. So he insisted. And all night, he tarried, he wrestled. Unlike the other time when he slept, he didn't know there was a portal there. This time, he wrestled all night and he got the blessing. The angel of the Lord, or, according to the scriptures, blessed him, changed his name. And this time around, he was indeed and truly blessed. And he knew it. So, he was not lucky. He was not. So, do you still think he was God's favorite maybe God just chose him to be his favorite? Well, that helps you to know he didn't have it easy. Now, there was a verse of the scripture he also quoted where he talked about God having mercy on those who he choose and all that. Okay? I will give you an example. Okay? I'll give you David as an example. Sometimes we look at David and David is just one hell of a lucky guy. He sinned. God did not even kill him. And Saul, God took the kingdom away from him when he sinned. But David was different because God just chose to have mercy on him. Okay, yeah. Maybe you are not so far from the truth, but then I'll have you understand this. David did not have it easy. What David experienced, if you experience it, you most likely will not, survive it. Okay, let's backtrack let's go down the memory lane. Let's go to David. While he was still in the wilderness, he was the least loved in the family. He was in the wilderness. The people, they just don't want to see him, to the extent that when they were presenting people for something that important, they forgot about him. They just don't want to see him. And while it was, so being in the wilderness was just a way to dismiss him, actually. He was in the wilderness, tending sheep, and instead of him to feel like a victim, like most of us would, instead of him to be like, where is God? Is there God at all? God, I don't even understand. Instead of that, you know what David was doing? He was learning about the things God has done in the past, not even for him. He was learning about how God delivered the people of Israel from Egypt, how God brought them through the wilderness, how God, he was in the wilderness. So he was learning those things. He was reading, learning how God delivered them from the king of Og, the king of Bashan, the king of... That was how he was able to make those musics that you call psalms now. Because then he took those occasions to fraternize with God. Instead of thinking like a victim, he saw it as an opportunity to have uninterrupted conversations and relationship with God. And yeah, he had it. So God had been with him right there in the wilderness. And you will be like, well, if God too is with me, God is with you too. He chose to acknowledge God. Yeah, that's it. So if you also acknowledge God, you will realize God is with you. Do you get it? So he began to acknowledge the thing God has done in the past. And that did not stop him from facing more and bigger challenges. There was nobody to help him there. He was just all alone with the sheep. A lion came. Bam! You'll be like, God, have you not done enough? You brought me in this wilderness. Nobody loves me. All I see every day is just the sheep bleating, meh, nothing, no love, no compassion, no nothing. And now I'm still under attack. He didn't see it that way. While he was under attack, he had only God for help, and he trusted him in God, and he was able to take down the lion. You would think it's something easy. Nah, it was a decision between life and death. Yeah, he was either going to die, and yes, he trusted in God. So he had a robust relationship with God. Robust. So God was all he had. So he already knew God. He knew the justice system of God. He knew God is just, God is righteous, God is merciful, and God is gracious. Those four things. If you know them, he knew. So he was both a priest, he was a prophet, he was a king, and he was a priest. Is that it? So he had three functions, three dimensions, just like Jesus. What am I saying? He had a robust relationship. He knew that God is just, God is righteous. So the justice system of God says that if you sin, you die. If you sin, you get reward of your sin, and the wages of sin is death. But he also knew that God is righteous. He also knows that God is merciful. You will always see mercy in the book of Psalms. So he knows justice. Mercy is the seat of God, actually. So he knows that if you approach the throne of mercy, you will find help. And if you find help, it means that let me give you the definition of mercy. Mercy means don't get the reward of what you did. Mercy is saying you won't get the reward of what you did. Justice is saying you will get reward of what you did. Mercy is saying you would not get the reward of what you did. And grace is saying you will get the reward of what you did not do. Let's not go into that. So he knew all this, so he was able to, he understood God. So that's why in the history of David, when he sinned, whenever he's, committed a error, he knows how to quickly go. You can read Psalm 32 for reference. He knows how to quickly go and ask for forgiveness. God, forgive me. I know you are merciful. You are merciful. You are merciful. This is not to say he sins, just anyhow, because he's a disciplined man. You can't walk with God and not be disciplined. You can't walk with God and not be, and not love God. You can't walk with God and not be passion driven. So, and not be zealous. So it was not maybe living a righteous life, no. But yeah, when he fell, he knew to quickly go to God, that God is merciful. David will say, I prefer to fall in the hands of God than to fall in the hands of men. So that was David. So you might think he was lucky. He was not. He had fraternized with God over time. So if you now want to call him God's favorite, I think you can actually call him God's favorite. So that gives the definition to what favorite means. Yes. So if you want to be God's favorite, what do? You walk with him in obedience, communion, communication, consecration. Those are the things that makes you his favorite. Of course, God loves everybody. He loves everybody, but there are levels of love. There are basic loves, but there are love. Like now, I have close friends that if my relationship with them is different from just normal people that I'm obliged to. Of course, I'm a human. The Bible says we should do good to all. I will do good to all, but there are some people that I will not do good to. I will do better and best for. That is based on relationship, because they are my favorite. And why? Because of relationship. Yeah. So if you call David God's favorite and you are using that part where he said, I will have mercy on those I will have mercy for, I think that is the rudiments there. That's the secret. That's it. So if you want to be God's favorite, if you want him to if you want to operate and walk in his mercy, you know what to do. So, like I said, practical truths that is applicable right here, right now, in this time and age. So if you want to see power demonstrated like it was, then you know what to do. So you don't get to think that, Bible was just for those that were in the time of the Bible. For us here and right here and now, it's not applicable. No, it is. You just need to really allow the Holy Spirit to expound it to you. Till we meet again. I don't know what topic we'll be talking about next, but of course I can promise you that it will be a great one. And of course, like I used to say, it is my opinion and yours. So this is mine. You get to tell me yours too. So when you tell me, we can have a discussion, or it could be what we'll be discussing next. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for, subscribing. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Bye.